Hello and welcome to Jessie Bear Book Club. Today we are doing a Mormon LDS FLDS Iceberg, covering Mormonism in media. This is by a non-Mormon for non-Mormons. I am very interested in the subject. I came to it from a complete outside perspective, so this is all the research I have found for anybody who is interested in this subject. We're going to cover books, movies, social media, TV shows, anything I can think of. I've made it as thorough as possible, but if there's anything I've missed out, please drop me a comment below with your recommendation of what's out there that I can look into. I will leave a link up here somewhere to how I got really interested in Mormonism, what sparked this interest, and I'm going to leave links below to my polygamy autobiography, reviews, and all my other Mormon content below, so you can follow me for that. So, on the first layer of the iceberg, I'm gesturing here, but I'm going to put it in post-production, so this is a random guess. We've got things like Momtok, that's on Disney Plus. We have Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which is pretty much the same thing. We've got Ballerina Farms, most people know what that is. We've got Brandon Flowers from The Killers. Most people who like The Killers know he's Mormon. We've got Mormon missionaries. We bumped into them at some point. We have Sister Wives. I mean, they're pretty big. Even my fiance's mum has heard of them. We've got Ryan Gosling, who was raised Mormon. Quite a few people know that as well, because everybody loves Ryan Gosling. And we have Donny Osmond for all the older people out there. These are all Mormon related topics, very surface level. That's all you really know is, oh, they're Mormon. So on level 2 of the iceberg, we've got things like swig, dirty soda. If you know what that is, you've probably been on TikTok and put 2 and 2 together when you're thinking about Momtok, swig. Same goes for crumble cookies. We've got the Book of Mormon musical, which is amazing. I'm going to go see it again because it's so good. You've got things like Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and Heather Gay, her autobiography. A lot of people have heard of her. She's very, very mainstream. We've got Joseph Smith and Practicing Polygamy. You might have heard of it, from Paint Your Wagon or something. Like, it's in the background. You know about it. There's Jeanette McCurdy. She talks about growing up Mormon in her book, so that's been very popular. So I would put that on level 2 of the iceberg. You know a little bit more than the average person, but that's just because you're on social media, I'd say. On level 3 of the iceberg, this is when we're going a bit deeper. So this is people who are maybe slightly more interested in this topic. So you've got things like the FLDS. So maybe you've got a vague idea what the LDS are, and you've seen the FLDS, with the raid in Texas and stuff. So you've got an idea. You've maybe seen Alyssa Granville. She's amazing. I love her channel on TikTok or on YouTube. And maybe you know what LuLaRoe is. You've been watching Sister Wives. You know LuLaRoe is owned by Mormons, and Mormons are really into pyramid schemes, or what is it they call them? Multi-level marketing schemes. You know what I mean. You've also got things like Abducted in Plain Sight. That's Mormon, You've got Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey. That's on Netflix. That's about the FLDS. So you maybe into your true crime. You're watching things online. You're getting more of an idea of Mormonism. You've got podcasts like Cult Consciousness, another Channel 4 documentary, Meet the Mormons. I don't think that's available on Netflix. It might still be available on all 4. I'd need to look that up. You've got 3 Wives, 1 Husband, which was made by Channel 4, but is now available on Netflix. You've got the podcast Mormon Stories, and that's maybe for people who are slightly more interested in niche religions, cults, or true crime. You've got Elizabeth Smart as well. I think a lot of people have heard of her story, but that maybe is leading a bit into level 4. So level 4 is definitely you're getting more into your true crime levels of stuff. You're talking deeper documentaries, longer documentaries, more niche documentaries, and autobiographies. A lot more podcasting as well. So You've got things like, you might know the full Warren Jeffs story because you've watched a couple of documentaries like Keep It Sweet, Pray and Obey, and maybe a couple of other ones that are out there. You've got things like Elisa Wall. Maybe you've read her book. She was a New York Times bestseller. Coming out of the FLDS, also her sister wrote a book, Rebecca Musser, Witness War Red. I have a review of that on my channel. It's a really amazing book. Again, a New York Times bestseller. Both those women were on level 3's Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey, that's on Netflix. Maybe you've seen Escaping Polygamy. That show, I think it's still available on Prime, but you have to buy it unless you get like the Prime Network or something. I've watched them all. Again, they're quite niche, so they're not for everyone. You do have to be very interested in this topic. You might also be watching Growing Up in Polygamy, their YouTube channel. They have a podcast as well, but I only ever watch them on YouTube. They're very good. They do a lot of interviews of people who have left polygamist organizations within Mormonism, and they are amazing. They've interviewed Warren Jeffs' wives, they've interviewed people from the order. So at this point, you might be starting to understand the different sects within fundamentalist Mormonism, and you might be familiar with something like the order and what that is, and the whole Kingston family. Level 5 is we're definitely getting into I'm rather obsessed with this topic territory. So we're thinking Amanda Ray, who was on Escaping Polygamy and now runs a YouTube channel where she interviews people, talks about them leaving the order, what it was like growing up in the order. She also talks about the people who've left the FLDS and the AUB. You also might be following someone like Rachel Jeffs on Instagram. You also might know things like the Salamander Letter and Murder Among the Mormons. You might be interested in all of that. You also might have done research into things like baptisms for the dead and what they signify and why they're done. You might also know things about like the Adam God doctrine, you know. You also might have heard of Holding Out Help, the charity that helps people who are leaving polygamy in Utah, I believe, because they're quite big, and if you start researching this, they come up a lot. We've also got Keep Sweet, which is on Discovery Plus, which follows one of Warren Jeffs' wives who was in a house of hiding. It's pretty good. It's worth watching. I don't think it's as good as Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey, but it's good. I would recommend it. You also might know who Tom Green is, for example, and know him from all his 90s and early 2000s TV show appearances when he would turn up with his very young wives on shows like Jerry Springer and announce to everyone he thought he was a prophet. So we're definitely getting into we're obsessed with this topic territory. You also might know, which I only just found out, but it makes complete sense, that a lot of the dancers on Dancing with the Stars are Mormon. So that's a little niche fact for you. We're now on level 6. This level is very, very detailed. It's full of things that the average person probably doesn't know about Mormonism, the LDS, the FLDS, the whole religion in general. This is things that are maybe a little bit older. They aren't as well produced and as glossy as what you'd find on TikTok. They might be self-published books. They might be things that have been running for years that very few people watch. They might be some church-run things that people might not want to watch because then it leads from Mormonism into Christianity. But all of these are very interesting. So first off, we have the LeBaron group. So I would highly recommend reading things like His Favorite Wife and Shattered Dreams that were written by one of the LeBaron group leaders' 2 wives. Brilliant books. There are also books from that, the Sound of Gravel, again, really, really amazing. Just that whole family is so insane. Daughters of the Cult is a good documentary on Disney Plus that kind of covers the subject, but if you want to get into real detail about that family and the things they got up to, read the books. You also might know a bit about the AUB. That is the polygamist group that Sister Wives were a part of. There isn't that many books out there about them, But if you do start getting interested in that, a great resource to go to is Polygamy, What Love Is This? It's run by a church, and a woman called Dorothy hosts it. It used to be on just normal American TV late at night, and now it's on YouTube. It's not always the best produced program, and it can get a little bit preachy, but every so often they do interviews with people who have left the AUB, so it's worth subscribing and watching the interviews. You don't have to watch the rest of it, obviously. You also might know about the Lafferty family. They were quite famous for murdering each other. There's a TV show about it again on Disney Plus called Under the Banner of Heaven, but that is based on a very intense history book, textbook about polygamy and Mormonism called Under the Banner of Heaven, written by somebody called John. You can get it on Audible, Kindle, Amazon. It's a very well-known book, and it goes deep into the history of Mormonism splitting off and there being a fundamental group and a non-fundamental group. So we also have things like Rebecca Kimball. She was the niece of one of the All-Red leaders of the AUB. She was born, I want to say, in the 1930s, and she kind of understands how all these different groups form. So the AUB, the Kingstons, the FLDS, Red Rocks, all of it. She self-published a book called Born in Polygamy. It's about this thick. I actually have a review of it on this channel. I can get very repetitive, but oh, she spills tea in that book, and it's so good. She also has a YouTube channel, but she hasn't posted anything on it in a very long time. She used to interview her sister Irene LeBaron, later Irene Spencer, who's also written a book that I reviewed. Amazing. There's things like The Lost Boys. There's a very early 2000 documentary out there somewhere on the internet. It was on iPlayer for a while, then it was on Amazon Prime. There's two of them. I think there's an earlier one and a later one. Both are definitely worth watching. The Banned Mormon cartoon, because that is just a meme and a half. Just what is that? But again, that was made by some sort of Baptist church against Mormons, so take it with a pinch of salt. But it is true, but they've just done it in a kind of nasty way. Kolob, or Kolob. You know what Kolob is? It's a planet that Mormons believe God lives on. So that is my 6-layer iceberg of Mormonism, the LDS, the FLDS, in media, what you can find that's out there. If you're interested in this subject and you are a non-Mormon and you know very little about them, these are resources that you can go and use to research this topic if you are interested in it. I will link what I've made below. I've got reviews to different books and little bits of me talking about it. But let me know if you enjoyed this iceberg, and if you have any recommendations for me to watch or listen to or read, please write them below, because why not? I enjoy this topic. Until next time, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I might make some more iceberg videos about other topics like historical fiction. I haven't decided yet. Until next time, bye.